What if your greatest gift is the thing you literally spent years apologizing for, backpedaling from, knowing it was true, and then either not saying it or apologizing when you did? It's really interesting because yesterday, as we were talking, I was sharing the story of riding in the car with my daughter, getting all excited about, the thing that she was talking about and being like, yeah, and then you could, and then you could. And to her, what she was hearing was that it wasn't good enough. And we had to stop it then in that moment and be like, no, honey, what you said was amazing and it excited me. And that's the way my brain works. And, in that moment when it happened a few years ago, quite a few years ago now, actually, more than 10, geez, I'm old. And seriously, um, you know, I did. I apologized for it. I felt bad for just basically for being me, you know. And over years and years of having been told I was too much, too loud, too this, too that, it became very, 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 did I mention very easy to really fall into that trap of saying something then and immediately apologizing for it. Now, the story doesn't stop there. And I'm so glad that thing came up yesterday during our lives so that I could talk to you today specifically because later on yesterday, I actually ended up in a situation with one of our clients that was bringing up a situation that, long story short, she has a coach that is somebody that I worked with like 6 or 8 years ago, um, and was asking a question. Not not a difficult situation. Okay, it was just simply getting to know each other kind of a situation. But the thing I realized coming away from that call with them, you know, because the question she was asking had very much to do with, the end of my second marriage. And a lot of those that are, things that have causes that I couldn't completely tell you what was going through her mind. Hey, Kate, glad to have you here with us. And for a long time, I've apologized, I've hidden from it. If you went to my Facebook right now, I think the relationship status thing, I think it's still hidden. A friend of mine, right as the divorce was finalized, and was like, "Oh, you should put that out there, and you should totally like, you could brand yourself as the person who's living through this." And I couldn't, didn't want to, apologize for it, all those kind of things. And there was a lot of times when I've hidden from that specific thing, not really talked about it and those kind of things. And I'm so glad that we've, even just the stuff we've done together this week and the talks that we've had in our lives here had happened before that conversation yesterday, because I was able to just very gracefully, graciously, without having to have to throw all the shade that, let's be real, all of us kind of want to, especially when we're talking about our ex, right? But I didn't feel a need to do that at all. Or, you know, talk trash about the person who, for lack of a better term, was totally on my ex's side. People are going to be people. And unfortunately, divorce is definitely one of those kind of things where people tend to take sides. Um, and that's not what we're really talking about here today. But I was able to just really kind of just be who I am today, be real and natural and okay with the fact that, yeah, a horrible situation happened, something that I hadn't planned for, never intended, um, and God has used it for good. And I'm still okay. And life is still really, really good. And I didn't have to spend the rest of the day or still be rolling in it today, as far as the pain end of things goes. It was something where I could be like, hey, I'm glad that I could stand as who I am, and then just answer the parts that were necessary to the conversation I was having with this new client, and then be able to move on and be okay. And I bring all that up not because I needed to whine to you about my divorce, and I hope it didn't feel that way, but just really to just be brutally honest with you. Some stuff's gone wrong in my life, and some of those very well do have to do with the fact that I have that natural gifting for seeing the bigger picture and for wanting to always help up level things. And sometimes I haven't been gracious in how I've presented it. And sometimes it hasn't been received with the grace that I did present it. And all of those are okay. And none of those, and this is the point, none of those should be the thing that we use to identify ourselves. I want to be here today to give you permission to just be 100% you. All your flaws, all of your great, cool parts of you, all of that. Somebody's waiting on exactly you, and you're totally worth it. So, my question for you today is, and I really do genuinely want to hear you answer this. What's something that people have misunderstood about you that you're now beginning, or maybe even right now in this minute, you can look and see it and see that maybe it was never a flaw at all. In fact, maybe it's one of the really cool parts about you. Think about that. Comment today. I would love to hear from you. I hope you're happy, safe, warm, and loved. But you know how special and wonderful you are. And that you can just share you with the world today. And until we're together again next time, I hope you have a great week.